Welcome back to What's Popping, guys. I'm in my Niffler shirt today and we're ready for another video. In today's video we're going to be checking out a order that I placed with Raru that has just arrived. So let's get to it. Okay guys, let's get right into it with the pops that I ordered from Raru. First one up I got was a Corvus Glaive. As I said earlier in the video, these are all on special, so really happy to pick these up from Raru. All the boxes came in fantastic condition, so I really must commend Raru on that. I know different people have had different experiences with Raru. Some people love it, some people hate it. Personally, I haven't really had a problem with them. I've had one or two boxes come in a little bit dented, but as I am a mainly out of the box collector, that's not something that really bugs me too much. But these boxes, I must say, I think even an inbox collector would be very happy with. The main thing for me about Raru, as I show the third one I picked up, was Galen Urso from Rogue One. The main thing for me about Raru that draws me back to them every time is the pricing. These guys are incredibly competitive in their pricing and they have an amazing range of pops. So it's quite difficult to pass up on them. Even those who have had difficult experiences, I know have gone back to them eventually. This was a really cool pop. Got to show him off quickly before I carry on. Mr. Wednesday from American Gods, carrying his ravens. Oh, I've been waiting for this guy for a while, so really excited that he arrived. Got on with my Shadow Moon. But yeah, like I said, the selection that they have and the waiting time can be a bit much. So I think that's something that puts people off. You do really have to wait for these pops to arrive. But generally, haven't really had too much of an issue. And if you're patient and happy to get a lower price, I can 100% recommend Raru from my point of view. And the last one picked up was Salazar. So aside from Mr. Wednesday, I think I paid 120 or 130 Rand for, these all came in at under 100 Rand each. So it was a great deal. And like I said, big fan of Raru. So I know that'll cause a bit of controversy out there. Some people hate it. But I can say I've never really had a bad experience. Let's take these guys out of the box. Have them all out of the box, a bit of a mishmash of characters, but I tend to do that when there's a sale on. Just grab a couple that I need to complete sets, or just pops that I found really cool and interesting. First up here we have Corvus Glaive from Infinity War. Really happy with the detailing on him. I think he's beautifully done. The paint job's nice and clean. He's got his spear. You can see the detail they've gone into on the back of him. And I mean, look at that paint job. That paint is they've just really done the detail nicely. Absolutely love him, and he'll go in my collection with Thanos, of course, and Ebony Maw. So I still need to pick up Proxima Midnight at some point, which I'm sure I'll do when I pick her up on a special. And here we have Mr. Wednesday. I think he's a really nicely done pop. I love the little touch they've done of putting the blue ring around the eye on the side there to show that he's using his glass eye there. I love the ravens he's got in his hands, arms outstretched, and he's in his trademark suit. So what more can you really want from a Mr. Wednesday pop? As you guys know, I'm a massive American Gods fan. I picked up Shadow Moon at Comic-Con Africa, and I'll put the link to that video, or the video where I discuss the top finds from Comic-Con in the description below, so you guys can check that out as well if you haven't already. Just what a nice guy Ricky Whittle is. I go on and on about that, but he is just an awesome guy. Got to meet him, he signed my pop, and yeah, it was a great day. Anyway, back to this video. Here we have Captain Salazar from Dead Men Tell No Tales, Pirates of the Caribbean. And again, a really nicely detailed pop. He is really cheap on Stashpedia. I think he's only trending at like $3 or $4. And I know Stashpedia isn't the be-all and end-all, and a lot of people have a lot of problems with it, and saying that it isn't updated regularly enough, and that the way the system works isn't great. It's just an app I use, really. I use it to keep track of my collection, and it lets me know if there's been any massive changes in prices for some of the pops. You can always check it up on other sites like Pop Price Guide. Here we have Dennis Nedry from Jurassic Park, and I really love what they've done with this pop. It almost looks like he's got a mouth because he's got his chin there in the front. His glasses are nicely done, and the detail in him once again is exquisite. If you look, I don't know how closely we can go here, but even his badge says InGen on it. Which of course is the company that they work for, that are recreating all the dinosaurs using the genetic material. Then we have Dennis in his raincoat, about to go out with the embryos in hand, and face his death with the Dilophosaurus, unfortunately. Spoiler alert, by the way, but I think most people have seen Jurassic Park by now. And lastly we have Galen Urso. And quite a plain pop, I must admit, but as one of the lead designers slash architects on the Death Star, how can you not, as a Star Wars fan, want Galen Erso in your collection? So there he is, in all of his Imperial glory. And yeah, not much to say about him. He's quite simple, but really love him. That's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for stopping by and watching the video. If you did enjoy the content, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, share, and do all of those wonderful things. Don't forget, we're running a giveaway at the moment for that Funko Black Panther Pint Size Heroes 3-pack. So if you don't want to miss out on that, please make sure you go back. I'll leave a link to that video either up here or down below in the description where you can go and check it out. And make sure you enter that competition so you don't miss out. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.